Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, plans for a new hospital in Venice come together with details on where it will be built. Venice Regional Bayfront Health filing a certificate of need with the state to build a replacement hospital on the mainland at the intersection of Jacaranda Boulevard and East Venice Avenue. Hospital officials say the new facility will allow Venice Regional to serve more communities in the surrounding areas, including Northport and Englewood. It will offer the same services as the current Venice Regional and will include comprehensive cardiac care, surgery and critical care, orthopedics, and more. If the certificate is approved by the state, that replacement hospital could be open by early 2020. The hospital also plans to maintain an emergency room on the island of Venice. We'll have more on this story tonight in our evening newscasts. Manatee County Sheriff's Office is investigating an early morning shooting. It happened behind a Popeyes restaurant on 1st Street. Deputies on patrol actually heard the gunshots in the area. They found 38-year-old Mark Isom with gunshot wounds behind an industrial building on 3rd Street West. He's now in critical condition. The investigation is ongoing, and anyone with information should call Manatee County Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies are looking for a man who robbed a grocery store. The La Sabrosita supermarket on 17th Street near Lockwood Ridge Road in Sarasota was robbed last night. The robber was armed with a gun and demanded cash. He's described as Hispanic in his 20s and was wearing black jeans, a long-sleeved red and black shirt, and a black hat that says Corvette. Anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office or leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS. Bradenton police are taking their patrols from the cruisers to the pavement. The department's latest initiative is yet another effort to build positive relationships between law enforcement and the community. ABC 7's Rebecca Vargas walked along with officers for the first patrol this morning and joins us with more. Rebecca.
Well, Scott, starting today, you will see more officers walking the streets in Bradenton as they get to know their local neighborhoods more closely. The Bradenton Police Department is launching their new Walk in the Beat initiative. The chief hopes it will create greater trust between officers and those living in the areas they patrol as they get out of their cars at least 4 hours a week. Today, we caught up with 3 officers, including Officer Jay Gao, who has been patrolling the same area in West Bradenton off 14th Street West for nearly his entire 20-year career with BPD. Officer Gao says getting on foot, shaking hands with the locals, visiting area businesses, and knocking on doors is something he's made a priority for years. One local resident got emotional, saying Officer Gao's interaction with her and her neighbors makes all the difference for their everyday lives and feeling of security.
There's a difference between doing your job and doing your job and care.
So I get to know people on name basis. They come to me. If they don't really want to call, obviously, the station, they'll come to me. They know that I'm around. They know my car. They know if there's something wrong, if somebody else is driving my car. So yeah, I mean, it makes it easier for them just to come up and talk to me about things that they normally don't want to just tell some stranger.
And even at this hour, you'll find officers Jason Nuttall and Justin Gauss walking through the 400 block of Main Street. Scott, back to you.
Sounds like a great program. All right, Rebecca, thank you. Northport voters will see more campaign signs at 2 city-owned voting sites. Commissioners voting to suspend rules on where those signs could be placed for next month's general election. Candidates were originally told they could not post their signs on city property, such as the Morgan and Mullen Centers, but commissioners deciding to allow those signs in November and then take up the issue again later. You can meet the finalists for Sarasota County School Superintendent tonight. The school board is inviting the public to give their feedback at a reception at Riverview High School. It will be held in the school's cafeteria beginning at 6 o'clock tonight. The 3 finalists are Brennan Asplin III, Todd Bowden, and Mark Porter. They each interviewed with the school board yesterday, describing their visions for the future of the Sarasota County school system. The school board will make a final decision on which candidate will replace current Superintendent Lori White this coming Tuesday. Let's check on our weather now with meteorologist John Scalzi, and from what I could tell, pretty nice day out there, huh?
Can't complain.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. We had a few showers around yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Very light ones. I think we probably will have the same sort of situation again today. Maybe an isolated shower to move through, maybe, but that's about it. Otherwise, a lot of sunshine out there, nice temperatures. Humidity's kind of back a little bit.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
I know. Trying to find a way to get rid of that, but it's looking like it's going to be pretty difficult to do. We're looking at a lot of sunshine coming our way this afternoon. A few fair weather clouds this morning. A lot of blue sky out there currently. Building clouds in inland areas, particularly as we continue to see that northeasterly wind blow hard. Not much in the way of any kind of radar echoes currently. We have some drier air in place aloft that's going to kind of limit the number of showers that we get today and the intensity of them. That's certain. If we get any build, there will probably only be about a 10% chance of that. 90% of you won't even see a shower. As far as daytime highs go, I think they'll be pretty similar to where we were yesterday, coming in the about 86, 87 degree range. It's a little warmer than that yesterday, but I think that's probably about where we'll be this afternoon. I don't see much change coming up for the weekend. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes, and we'll take a look at the major hurricane in the Atlantic brushing by parts of Bermuda right now, really creating just torrential rains and heavy winds there. We'll be back in a minute with a full forecast for you, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. State transportation officials are looking for ways to improve an East Manatee County intersection. A meeting will be held today at the intersection of State Road 64 and Rye Road. A few ideas for that intersection include signalized intersection or adding a roundabout. That meeting takes place tonight from 5 to 7 p.m. at the FDOT Manatee Operations Center on State Road 64. Staff will have a video presentation and then answer any questions residents may have about the project. A new hotel will soon be going up where the old Manatee Players Theater once stood. Permitting can now begin for the Spring Hill Suites on 12th Street West in downtown Bradenton. Plans for the site include an 8-story hotel with 130 rooms, a pool, restaurant, and tiki lounge. It's a $17 million project, and as part of the negotiations, the city has agreed to improve lighting and streetscaping along that site and provide 100 parking spaces for the new hotel. Time now to check in for lunch. We're joined today by the executive chef Ian Clark from Harry's Continental Kitchens on Longboat Key. Ian, thanks so much for being with us today. What's on your menu?
Thanks for having us. Today I'm going to show you how to make smoked gorgonzola and bacon steamed mussels.
Ooh, sounds delicious. We'll see in a little bit. Thank you, Chef, for being here.
Thank you.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare.
Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Do you know there is money available to lower your Medicare prescription costs?
Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you with no cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you.
Plus, you may be able to save money on prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify.
Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy?
Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs.
Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call the number on the screen now to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve. Don't wait. Call now.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you. ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the iAssociates, providing sight for life. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Now, current air temperature coming in at 85 degrees, dew point value at 67. That's still pretty comfortable, even though the humidity is starting to creep back just a little bit. We no longer have those humidities at 59, 60. I don't think we're going to see that again for probably about 7 to 10 days. Thereafter, maybe a front will come through that'll knock our dew points down and our temperatures down maybe another 5, 6 degrees. That will be kind of nice if that actually happens. East-northeast wind coming in at about 16. We have temperatures around the area that are generally hovering in the lower 80s in inland areas, and then a few temperatures that are closer to the mid-80s as you get closer to Sarasota and Venice, seeing 83 degrees. 81 degrees Lakewood Ranch, Parrish, Bradenton, Longboat Key. Mayaca coming in at 81, Northport at 82, 84 degrees in Punta Gorda, 82 in Arcadia, and 81 in Wauchula. So we still have this northeastern flow. There's really not going to be much change in that. We might see a little bit more of an easterly bend to the winds by the end of the week. But nothing that I can see is going to change that too terribly much to a southeasterly flow or even a southwesterly flow. So in terms of a big surge of humidity or really warm temperatures, don't really see that happening. We have to the north of us an area of high pressure kind of hugging the eastern seaboard. Then, of course, we have Nicole, very powerful. Earlier today, Category 4 hurricane with 130-mile-an-hour sustained winds lifting off and just brushing the Bahama Island chain right in its eye wall. That system is now pulling away, but the thing is, the two systems combined together kind of funneling the winds right out of the northeast, and that's providing us with our slow increase in moisture as we have seen that Atlantic moisture kind of pushed across the peninsula into our neck of the woods. We do have a chance of seeing a shower or two around today. We still have some very dry air in place, and that's really not going to change. So the clouds that are coming at us are very thin layered clouds, but they do contain enough moisture to produce a shower or two. We saw some brief showers around yesterday, and I think the time frame will probably be about the same today during time of maximum heating, anywhere between about 4 and 7 o'clock, maybe an isolated patch of light rainfall or drizzle. But I put the rain chance at only at about 10% or so. Highlands County getting a little bit of rain moving into that area. Now you can see all this dry air mass just across the Florida Peninsula, all across the Gulf waters, back to the Mexican plateau. And the general upper level wind flow is pretty much going to be from west to east. So that drier air moving in as high pressure builds. High pressure to the north of us. We do have a frontal boundary back to the west. This frontal boundary will be moving into this area of high pressure. So its chances of impacting our weather are just not that great. It'll probably try to limp through here on Friday night and basically kind of wash away as it sinks south. Maybe it'll lower our dew points a degree or two, but any kind of a front that comes through and just whisks away all the moisture and lowers our temperature 10 degrees like the last one did. And I'm afraid we just don't have that one in the cards for the weekend. Mostly sunny skies, warm afternoon, an isolated shower possible. Those are the weather highlights that'll probably take us into about Saturday and Sunday, when then our rain chances will be at about 20% or so. So 120-mile-an-hour winds now. Thankfully, it got a little sheared as it got closer to Bermuda, but you know, it was very, very late in the period for it to really reduce its damage potential too terribly much. Northeast motion at about 16 on a track that carries it out into the open waters of the Atlantic eventually. We'll have to see by light of day tomorrow just what kind of damage was done by this storm, but certainly Bermuda got a pounding. Northeast winds coming in at about 15 to 20 this afternoon, a moderate chop with 2-foot seas, and the official Suncoast forecast calling for temperatures really not varying all that much. We might be able to lower the temperature a degree, maybe 2 on Monday or Tuesday, maybe lower the dew points a tiny bit, but we will still keep that 20% chance of a shower in the forecast at least through Sunday. Back to you.
All right, John, thank you. In health news, if you're counting on your wrist-worn fitness device to give accurate readings on your heart rate, you may want to take it with a grain of salt. A Cleveland Clinic research project studied 50 healthy adults who wore a standard electrocardiogram test, or EKG, and who also wore a chest strap heart monitor while running on a treadmill. Both are trusted methods for monitoring heart rate. They also studied those who wore fitness wrist devices, and they found that the devices were not as accurate as the EKG or the chest strap heart monitor. They were actually most reliable while resting, but less reliable with exercise. Doctors say the wrist devices often miss the mark on how fast the heart is actually beating.
Within the wrist-worn monitors, there was variability in terms of accuracy. Some of them were a lot better than others.
And of those wrist devices tested, the Apple Watch and Mio Fuse were the most accurate in monitoring heart rate when compared to the EKG. Well, we've been told about the benefits of jogging and running for decades, but new research suggests it could also help repair brain damage. Scientists at Ottawa Hospital in Canada have discovered a molecule that may promote healing in the brains of those who suffer from MS or other neurological diseases. They tested the find on genetically modified lab mice with similar neurological conditions. They ran the mice on treadmills before they started. The animals would typically die at 25 to 40 days.
Running helped increase the survival of these mice to a normal lifespan was the eureka moment, and so then we jumped on that to try to identify the molecules or the genes that were involved in increasing that lifespan.
Researchers say the discovery does not mean other forms of exercise are not as effective as running, but they say they are learning more about the benefits of exercise every day. Daddy duties may be getting an upgrade. Last week, President Obama signed into law the Bathrooms Accessible in Every Situation Act, also known as the BABY Act. It requires changing tables to be available in both men's and women's restrooms in federal buildings. The law will affect Social Security offices, post office buildings, and federal courthouses. The new law had both bipartisan support and some star power as well. Actor Ashton Kutcher lobbied for this legislation. Here at home, a neighborhood trick-or-treat event for kids with food allergies is set for Halloween. Alcover Massage will be handing out allergy-free candies to kids during the Village of the Arts community trick-or-treat event. Gluten and nut-free candies will be offered. The community trick-or-treat takes place between 6 and 8 p.m. at the Village of the Arts on Halloween night. Still to come in your Suncoast News, more airbag recalls could be on the way, but these airbags are made by an American company. And new flights to Cuba. Southwest Airlines plans to fly out of Tampa. We'll be right back.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, dining segments, local events, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 specialty programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device and download your free ABC7 app now.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you, weeknights at 5. Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by Gulf Coast Honda.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing, complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
As Samsung continues to deal with the problems from its Galaxy Note 7 phones, it's now sending fire-resistant packages to customers so they can return them. The prepaid shipping boxes will make it easier for people who bought the phones on its website to send those phones back. Those who bought their phones from mobile carriers should visit the carrier's websites for instructions. Samsung discontinued production of the Note 7 phones following recalls and reports of fires. There are new concerns about airbags. Federal regulators are accusing an American company now of stonewalling their investigation into a deadly car crash. Defects could be in at least 8 million vehicles. ABC's Gio Benitez has the story.
A search for some 8 million potentially exploding airbags on the road right now. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration investigating several reported incidents of exploding airbags, including one that killed a woman in Canada this summer. NHTSA now says the company that manufactured those airbags, ARC Automotive out of Tennessee, has failed to report crash info and test results as part of this investigation. The agency posting a letter they sent to the company last week, raising serious questions regarding the quality and integrity of ARC's airbag inflators. ABC News reached out to ARC Automotive for comment, but didn't receive a response. Since 2008, more than 100 million Takata airbags were recalled worldwide after the Japanese company's airbags were linked to multiple injuries and deaths. The airbags being investigated now are believed to be in older General Motors, Fiat Chrysler, Hyundai, and Kia cars. Officials telling ABC News overnight they don't know which specific models are affected, but they say the incidents include a 2002 Chrysler Town & Country, a 2004 Kia Optima, and a 2009 Hyundai Elantra.
It's GM, it's Chrysler, it's Hyundai, it's Kia who are ultimately responsible for the airbags that they put in their cars.
Gio Benitez reporting there. Amazon.com is adding more workers to its holiday roster. The company is planning to hire at least 120,000 seasonal workers to meet the busy holiday demands. That's a 20% boost from the 100,000 seasonal hires a year ago. The positions will be available at fulfillment centers, sorting centers, and customer service sites in 27 states, including here in Florida. A San Francisco restaurant is becoming famous for its new burger, but it has no beef. Although the patty looks just like a hamburger, it sizzles like a burger and even tastes like one, it's actually made entirely of plants. The concept was developed by a former Stanford professor with his company called Impossible Foods. Food scientists picked apart a beef burger, studying everything from the texture to the smell, even how it cooks to get it just right. The secret ingredient to making the plants red is a blood-like liquid that's made from a soybean gene injected into yeast. That yeast is then fermented, allowing the patty to look and cook like a beef burger.
We didn't just slap together a bunch of bits and pieces from plants and call it a burger. We did the deep research to understand what makes a burger so delicious.
It cooks just like meat. The only difference is that it gets a little bit crisper on the outside, but that's really the only difference.
Well, the burger actually has more protein, less fat, and fewer calories than a lean beef patty. It also has no cholesterol, but the company isn't stopping at beef. It's already working on replacements for pork and, yes, bacon. Let's see them do that. All right, let's get back to the kitchen. John is with our guest today, Executive Chef Ian Clark from Harry's Continental Kitchens on Longboat Key.
One of our favorite restaurants. Scott, been there for, what were we saying, 38 years?
38 years Harry's been there.
It is a fixture out on Longboat Key and has a real sense of old Florida dining. But as we've talked, it's a contemporary restaurant and makes some of the best food around. And Chef Ian, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, John.
What you cooking for us today?
Today I'm going to make smoked gorgonzola and bacon steamed mussels.
Ooh.
To start out, use some whole butter. A real hot saute pan is what you want to do.
Yep.
You want to steam these nice and quick. So, hot saute pan, you're going to add the garlic, shallots, and then the mussels.
Boy, that is a fast pan.
You want to get it nice and hot because with these big mussels, these are from Rhode Island.
And that was what was that, a rosé you were adding there?
That's a rosé.
Okay.
Now these are real strong mussels. So you want to steam them hot and fast. If you overcook them, they're going to shrink up, they're going to get real tough, and no one wants tough mussel.
Right.
So while these are sauteing and steaming up, I'm going to chop up 3/4 of an ounce of bacon, which is about 3 pieces of bacon, cooked crispy. And then this is smoked gorgonzola that we actually house smoke at the restaurant, something Harry came up with about a year ago. And we use it on a lot of our dishes now. We changed the filet mignon on the menu. Now we have a smoked gorgonzola butter on top of it, and that goes with the truffle demi.
Do you have to cold smoke that, or
no? I actually hot smoke it.
Really?
It melts a little bit, but hot smoke it at about 250 degrees.
May I?
Yeah, of course.
Give it a try here.
For about 45 minutes.
Oh man, that's good.
It melts a little bit,
That's
but
good.
then you put it right back in the fridge, and that's how you get all that color on the outside. So
delicious.
We're going to steam these for about 1.5 minutes. There you go. Just starting to open up now.
Yep.
You don't want them all the way open because, like I said, with these big mussels, if they open up all the way, they're going to be overcooked, and they're so strong that the mussel holds the shell closed more than as in like Prince Edward Island mussels, where they just open up and shrink up to little tiny pieces.
So they have their own little built-in pop-up thermometer.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's kind of
just
cool.
like a turkey. So then we're going to mix in this gorgonzola here, kind of toss it a little bit, and the smoked gorgonzola is going to make it almost a creamier sauce.
That smell is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
We're going to add a little bit of salt, pepper, some fresh chopped parsley, and toss it all together.
Now, is this on the menu? Is this a special?
This is a special right now, and it's going on the prefix menu that we change every 2 weeks, and it's going to start next week.
Tell us about the prefix.
Prefix is always 4 courses. Comes with choice of soup, appetizer or salad, entree, and dessert. So right now it's $29. You can't really get a better deal.
Wow, you can't get a better deal.
No.
That's fantastic. You know what I like about prefix too is you don't have to think that hard.
No, not really.
You just go in and they just serve you.
There's 3 choices. You get whatever you want. There's
Right.
always seafood. There's always meat. There's always salads. There's always dessert. So you can't really go wrong there. So we'll plate these up. Like I said, they're not all going to open up 100%, but then when you get them, kind of pop them open a little more, and they'll look just like these over here. And they're still nice, big, juicy, and plump.
Oh, those look wonderful. And where do you say these are from?
These are from Rhode Island.
They're from Rhode Island.
I have to special order these. So, like I said, like with this one, if you pop it open a little bit,
wow, look
that's
at
how
that.
you want it, where it's not shrunken up, but it's still cooked all the way.
Oh, that looks awesome. I can't wait to try one of these. Just a reminder, the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining links page, or just head on over to Harry's, a fixture out on Longboat Key. Enjoy some old Florida feel to the dining experience and some really good food. Ian, thanks for coming in today. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
We'll be right back.
ABC 7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
At ABC 7, it's all about being here for you. ABC7 News at 7 with award-winning investigative journalist Alan Cohn. In-depth reporting and debate on important issues and stories in our community with a featured topic of the day and a live roundtable discussion with community leaders and newsmakers. Plus a quick recap of the day's top stories and weather. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights. Now more than ever, we're here for you, Suncoast. Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by Gulf Coast Honda.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. There are explosive new accusations in the race for the White House today. Two women have come forward with allegations that Donald Trump groped and kissed them. But the GOP presidential nominee is furiously denying it. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest now from Washington.
The GOP nominee and the accusers.
He was like an octopus. It was like he had 6 arms. He was all over the place.
In a bombshell New York Times report, Jessica Leeds said Donald Trump groped her 3 decades ago on a plane.
When he started putting his hand up my skirt, and that was it. That was it. I was out of there.
A former Trump Tower secretary, Rachel Crooks, told The Times that in 2005, Trump introduced himself in the elevator one day by kissing her on the mouth. The Trump campaign threatened to sue. For the New York Times to launch a completely false, coordinated character assassination against Mr. Trump on a topic like this is dangerous. To reach back decades in an attempt to smear Mr. Trump trivializes sexual assault, and it sets a new low for where the media is willing to go in its efforts to determine this election. The women, both Hillary Clinton supporters who didn't report the alleged attacks at the time, say they came forward now because of those 2005 hot mic comments obtained by the Washington Post.
And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the I can do anything.
And Trump's debate denial.
Have you ever done those things?
Have respect for me, and I will tell you, no, I have not.
The treatment of women has become the focal point of the race. Clinton, whose rallies have been interrupted by Bill Clinton protesters, hit the stage in Las Vegas after the New York Times report on Trump.
He doubled down on his excuse that it's just locker room talk.
The Clinton campaign called the latest allegations against Trump a disturbing story, but her camp is also facing more fallout today from another WikiLeaks release of hacked emails. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
And Hillary Clinton endorsed today by the Washington Post. 2 police officers in Boston are recovering after being shot by a man wearing body armor. The officers were responding to a disturbance call. The gunman had armor and was also armed with an assault rifle. He was eventually killed by police.
The officers were screaming, "Officer down." Several other officers being outside proceeded inside. They engaged further in a exchange of gunfire.
The officers were in surgery this morning. One is a 12-year veteran of the force. The other has been with Boston Police for 28 years. Both are in critical condition. Boston's mayor says they are in better condition than they were prior to their surgeries. A man accused of setting off bombs in New Jersey and New York is expected to be arraigned today. Ahmad Rahami is accused of detonating a pipe bomb along the route of a Marine Corps charity race in New Jersey last month. He's also charged with trying to kill police officers before they captured him last month. The September 19th incident left more than 30 people injured in New York. No one was hurt in that Jersey blast. Rahami still recovering in the hospital after he was shot by police. He'll be speaking through a video link from his hospital bed. After more than 2 years of being held captive by a militant Islamic group, a group of schoolgirls are finally free. Boko Haram releasing 21 Nigerian schoolgirls. Their release is a result of a series of negotiations that's going on between the Nigerian government and the militant group. In April of 2014, the group kidnapped 276 girls from a school in the middle of the night. Their abduction prompted the popular hashtag #BringBackOurGirls. Some escaped, but dozens more are still missing. Today's release is considered the largest group to be freed since the kidnapping. Southwest Airlines making it easier for U.S. citizens to travel to and from Cuba. Southwest now offering nonstop flights to the island out of Tampa International Airport. Those flights will connect Tampa to the capital city of Havana. One-way fares start at $59, including 2 bags. A 14-day advance will be needed to purchase them. Florida has the nation's 3rd largest Cuban population. The flights are scheduled to begin Monday, December 12th, pending a final approval from the Cuban government. Lots of ways to get to Cuba now.
$120 return.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I know.
Pretty good. Yeah, there are lots of ways to get there, aren't there? We now have some fair weather clouds building across the region, but it's quite possible that we could see a shower or two from some of these clouds as we head into the afternoon. Rain chances small, but it does exist. You can see right now everything's very quiet here on the Suncoast. No rain is falling. The Lakewood Ranch webcam set into motion from this morning shows those clouds giving way to sunshine, and now clouds beginning to come again from northeast to southwest. Everything looks pretty much on track for a daytime high temperature to respond to that daytime heating. Radar, as you just saw, across the entire state is pretty quiet right now. We have some drier air that's kind of moved in. 10% chance, that's the best I can do for any kind of showers today. We'll have a daytime high that tops out in the probably mid to upper 80s once again this afternoon. And then over the next several days, I think we can pretty much expect very similar conditions. We'll talk all about it coming up in a few. Scott.
All right, John, thank you. An update now on a fatal plane crash in Connecticut. The FBI is now concluding the crash was intentional, and it appears to have been a suicide attempt. Video captured the small plane exploding into a fireball on a busy city street on Tuesday. The flight instructor was badly burned but did survive. However, the student pilot was killed. Investigators say the 2 men had an altercation inside the cockpit. The instructor was unable to regain control before the plane crashed. New developments in the hot car child death trial in Georgia. The jury was shown footage of a father and son's final moments together before the 2-year-old died in a hot SUV. ABC's Steve Osunsami has the latest from Atlanta.
For the first time, we're seeing pictures of Justin Ross Harris and his 22-month-old son Cooper shortly before the boy died in the heat outside his father's Atlanta office in this silver SUV. In video from security cameras played in court, the father, now charged with murdering his son, is seen carrying the boy and shaking the restaurant manager's hand. Nothing at all seems wrong.
I just said, "Hey, good morning, guys." And I said, "Who's this little guy?" And it was Cooper. So I waved to Cooper and I said, "Hey, Coop." And just small pleasantries for 30 seconds. And then after that, they went to sit down.
After they left the restaurant, Harris should have driven down the street 5 minutes to a daycare to drop the boy off, but instead drove 3 minutes in the other direction to his office with the child still strapped in back. Prosecutors say they don't understand how he could forget about his son so quickly. The boy died after more than 7 hours in the SUV on a hot summer day. They showed the brightly colored child car seat to jurors.
Could you see that red car seat looking into the vehicle from the doorframe? Yes, I could.
And they shared video from inside the car to show how close the child was sitting to his father.
That seat was 3.5 inches from the driver's seat. That is correct.
Prosecutors say while his son was dying in the parking lot, Harris was in his office sending lewd pictures to women who weren't his wife. Harris is pleading not guilty, saying it was all a terrible accident. And now his ex-wife is expected to testify that she, too, believes the boy's death was accidental.
That's Steve Osunsami reporting the trial is continuing today, and if convicted, Harris faces life in prison. Well, something or someone may be missing from McDonald's. The fast food giant says Ronald McDonald is keeping a low profile right now because of all the recent reports of creepy clown sightings. The pranks have been reported all across the country involving people dressed in clown costumes, carrying out threats or some kind of crime. McDonald says in light of things, it's just being thoughtful about its use of the red-haired mascot.
Worthy turns on you, you begin to doubt everything. And I think it's an opportunity for Ronald to stand up and say he's one that wants to stand up and be counted.
Clowns are not creepy, they're funny, and they're making a big deal out of nothing.
Well, there haven't been any creepy clown incidents here in our area, but school officials aren't taking any chances. Both Manatee and Sarasota County school districts have sent out robocalls warning kids not to attempt any pranks involving clowns. When we come back, John will have another look at our forecast, and it's promising to be a night of fine wine, hors d'oeuvres, and one-of-a-kind entertainment. We'll talk about this year's Railing International Arts Festival in the Spotlight.
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Current conditions outside, 85 degrees with a dew point of 67. We have a lot of sunshine, but we also have a few fair weather clouds. Those clouds will build, and maybe a few of them will produce some showers. I don't think we'll have a whole lot of rainfall around today. We'll have a whole lot more sunshine than anything else, and most people won't even see any rain as we head into the afternoon. Northeast wind comes in at about 16. It's a breezy day today, thanks in part to Nicole, which gained a Category 4 status earlier on this morning, and a high-pressure ridge building down the eastern seaboard. It's helped to kind of keep our temperatures fairly uniform so far today, with 81 degrees in Wauchula, 82 in Arcadia Parish, in Mayaca City, 83 in Northport, 82 in Inglewood, 84 Venice, 82 Longboat Key, and Bradenton comes in at 82 as well. There's not as much cloud cover around today as there was yesterday. Some slightly drier air has filtered in, and consequently, the amount of cloud cover that we have is slightly reduced. Wind speeds are still pretty brisk, though, out of the northeast, and some showers are being picked up at this hour from the Atlantic waters and kind of pushed back onto the coastline. But fewer in number than there were yesterday at this hour, and I think as we head into the afternoon, a 10% chance should just about do it. Got a few showers moving into Highlands County now, but nothing ongoing like we had yesterday in our inland areas currently. Across the nation today, there still are some showers stretching from the northeast and then back toward the Texas top half. This is part of a cold frontal boundary which is going to limp its way southward. It's encountering high pressure here, so its impact on us is going to be really very minimal. Back to the Pacific Northwest, there is another frontal boundary that's gathering strength. That one might have greater impact about 7 to 10 days down the road. As far as thunderstorms go across our region, not a whole lot across Florida. In fact, you'd have to go back to the west to really find too much in the way of any kind of thunderstorm activity, and those are going to be non-severe in nature. So for us, the drier air has filtered in, reducing our rainfall chances a little bit. Gulf waters just filled with dry air aloft. If you are going to set sail on a cruise, let's say, for Mexico out of the west coast of Florida, looks pretty good for you. Now, over the course of the next probably 7 days, don't see a big problem. The frontal boundary may give us a slightly better chance of showers, but no more than 20%. We're at 10% now, so, you know, not too bad, not too bad. We do have across the region this strong northeasterly wind, which could lead to some small craft exercise caution statements off and on over the course of the next couple of days. And as this front kind of approaches, the winds may tick up just a little bit as we head into Friday afternoon, so we'll watch for that. But otherwise, as Nicole continues to pull away from the U.S., I think its effect on us will be less. May see some elevated surf, though, along the east coast of Florida as some of those waves propagate outward from what was that Category 4 storm. So watch for that if you are heading to the other coast to do any kind of swimming. Watch for those lifeguard flags next week, or this weekend. Mostly sunny skies, warm afternoon, and isolated showers possible. The latest beach report from Moat Marine shows a couple of areas that have moderate amounts of red tide irritants in the air. That's mostly Manatee and Coquina. Lido, Siesta, and Venice Beach, as of the last report from Moat Marine, look pretty good. Nicole, 120-mile-an-hour winds as it crossed across areas of Bermuda. There were reports of 120-mile-an-hour gusts. Sustained winds came in at about 87 or so. So it's going to be a pretty rough go there for the remainder of the afternoon as that system leaves that area out into open waters of the Atlantic. Northeast wind at 15 to 20. And the forecast for the remainder of the 7-day forecast period looks pretty good. Not much variation in the temperatures. Maybe a little bit of drop in our dew points next week. Back to you.
We'll take it. Thank you, John. Sometimes it gets a little quiet around here during the late summer and early fall, but this weekend, first-class entertainment returns with a vengeance. ABC 7's Linda Carson has more in the Spotlight.
They're calling the 8th annual Ringling International Arts Festival innovative, inventive, and exhilarating. It features cutting-edge performers from all around the world.
We have acrobats from Australia, we have a very funny comedic actor from New Zealand, a wonderful classical cellist from Israel, and then all points in between. So it's 7 great productions.
The acts will perform several times a day. One you don't want to miss, the pianist.
He is an aerialist, he's an acrobat from New Zealand. He has created this show with fellow artists from Finland, and now it's coming to Sarasota. He comes out on stage, you think he's going to give you a piano recital, but then everything goes downhill from there until finally that piano's on fire.
Curry calls him a comic genius. Another act not to be missed, 17 border crossings with Thaddeus Phillips.
It's his experiences as an international travel, as an artist, as a journalist, and what does it mean now to cross borders? It's really a wonderful, thought-provoking, very moving exploration and meditation on our world today.
And the Australian troupe called Gravity and Other Myths will take your breath away.
And they are acrobats, they are circus performers. The name of their show is A Simple Space because that's what they choose to do. They strip away all of the lights and the glamour and the color and the sparkles of circus to get as close to the audience as possible.
They'll be performing in the wagon room of the Circus Museum, the only space tall enough for their acrobatics. Each day, the entertainment is nonstop.
Jazz, starts at night after all the performances are done. So you can get here for lunch and you can be here until 11 o'clock at night and never stop being entertained.
The Ringling International Arts Festival starts Thursday and runs through Sunday. There's 7 different acts, 20 performances, and lots of food, drink, and partying in between. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Linda, thank you. Dead or alive, the king of pop is still #1. We'll explain next. And Bob Dylan adding a major global accolade to his already long list of accomplishments. Entertainment news is next.
Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by Gulf Coast Honda.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
It's time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected with new features that make it easy to submit photos, share stories on Facebook and Twitter, and save stories for reading at a later time. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Christmas Tradition by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter mile north of University Parkway.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Major honors for Bob Dylan, the legendary rock singer, awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. The Swedish Academy recognizing the 75-year-old for having, quote, created new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition. His best works date back to the 1960s, where he became an unofficial historian for America's troubles at the time. Dylan is the first American to win since novelist Toni Morrison back in 1993. Even in death, Michael Jackson is still making money, a lot of it. The King of Pop is #1 on Forbes magazine's list of top-earning dead celebrities. His estate took in a whopping $825 million just in the past year. That's more than anyone dead or alive. Most of the cash comes from his 1985 purchase of the Beatles catalog, something many called a mistake at the time. The #2 top-earning dead celebrity, Peanuts creator Charles Schulz, with $48 million. Actress Kate Hudson is working to end breast cancer. She's now an ambassador for the organization Fashion Targets Breast Cancer. She says, as a woman, the fight against breast cancer is more than important. It is a must.
We've come so far in breast cancer research that I believe that we will see a cure for it within our lifetime, hopefully. That's the goal.
So far, the organization has raised $1 million for research. Hudson has also developed a special pink outfit for her sportswear line. All proceeds will go to Fashion Targets Breast Cancer. Reese Witherspoon is working on her first book. The Oscar-winning actress has made a deal with Touchstone for a lifestyle book. It'll be based on her upbringing in Tennessee. Publishers say it'll feature photos, personal essays on Southern living that all women can relate to. The book is currently untitled, but it is scheduled to come out sometime in 2018. Finally, this is your daily dose of cuteness. A kitten wearing a tube sock is quickly becoming a social media sensation. She was rescued in Raleigh, North Carolina during the full wrath of Hurricane Matthew last week. A woman and her 2 children found her in a PetSmart, immediately fell in love and adopted her. They named her Pipes. Pipes also has a new friend now. His name is Greco, the family dog. They seem to be getting along just fine.
Aw.
So far.
Sweet story.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of displaced animals by that storm.
I'm sure.
This has been a very active hurricane season so far,
Yes,
with
it has.
an awful lot of damage and a lot of loss of life.
And it's not over yet.
Not over yet. Some indications are something may develop down the road in the Caribbean, but it's kind of far off still.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. Certainly we can't keep our guard down. We'll have to watch for a few scattered showers this afternoon, but really that's about it.
Okay. Thank you, John. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again at 5 o'clock.
When caring for my wife alone became too much for me, I called my long-term care insurance company to get help from granny nannies. Now the most wonderful nurses help me with her care.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by Gulf Coast Honda.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. A data error raises suspicions. Braden police facing allegations over record keeping and discrimination.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.